Hey everyone, it's Michelle. I don't have a ton of time this morning, so I just figured we would just do this live and whatever happens, happens. I'm actually in my daughter's room with the door locked because my kids are like all over the place. Hey, today's my last day, so I'm going to be trying to be really quick. I thought about it yesterday about what I wanted to share, and I've kind of gotten down to about 5 tips. So we're going to try to do 5 tips in 5 minutes and keep this really short. So my first thing that I want to talk about, well, first off, all of these have to do with attraction marketing. So I feel like this is how I use attraction marketing in my business, which I said is probably going to be a little bit different than some of the other ladies on here. So number 1, consistency. So what do I mean by consistency? So consistency is basically working your business. A lot of people are just waiting to see if you're going to stick with it before they decide to jump on. That's actually part of how I joined. Nicole Smith, who's my sponsor, joined about 10 months before I joined. And honestly, I wanted to make sure it was going to be successful. I wanted to see that she was making money before I jumped in. So I was a little bit cautious about joining. Other people are going to be kind of the same way. They want to make sure you're not just in this for, a hobby to play around with. Also, just the fact that you're staying with it shows them that you're being successful. So I have a cousin that does Pampered Chef. She's done it for about 3 years, and I don't know what she makes. I know she does it part-time, so I kind of have an idea, but just by the fact that she's doing it, still doing it after 3 years, tells me that she's having some level of success and that she's, sticking with it and she's not going anywhere. So for those of you that are like brand new in the business, you may find that your sponsoring starts to peak, 4, 5, 6 months in because people have been watching you. It's fun, slightly creepy, mostly fun to see people comment to me that they've been watching my posts even when I didn't even know that they were seeing stuff that I was posting. For example, I went to a wedding over the summer or in the fall, Thanksgiving, and a cousin of my cousin, or my husband's cousin, anyways, the person getting married, who was in high school when I first knew her, and she's in college now, she came up to me. We have not talked, we have not messaged, we have not done anything for like 4 years, okay? Came up to me and said, I love seeing all your posts on Facebook, all the makeup stuff, it's so fun. And I was like, what? You watch me? So you never know who is watching. So be consistent. Keep those posts coming, and I'm not going to go into, what you can post. I'm sure someone else will cover that too. But you don't have to be salesy to be successful on Facebook. So keep those posts coming. Number 2, your network. Your network is everything in this business and just in life in general, really. If you talk to people about getting a job, in the corporate world, it's all about who you know, not what you know. And I know that's totally true. So one of the best tips that I heard, I think it was Matt Morris that said this, basically said the people with the biggest paychecks have the biggest Rolodex. And if you don't know what a Rolodex is, I know I just dated myself quite a bit, but basically my dad had one, and it was where you put like little cards with like an address book that you could flip through with names and addresses and everything. So you guys, your network is everything. And that's definitely one reason I feel like I've been successful. We've moved a lot. So I've lived in like 6 different states and like 8 different houses. I think we've moved a total of like 12 times since we've been married. And we've only been married like 14 years. So, 14 years, 12 years. I don't know. I can't do math in my head. Anyway, especially on the spot. But my point is that I have met people in each of these different areas. Even being incredibly shy and quiet, I've connected with people. And so when I started Younique, I could go back to different people that I have met because I've kept in contact with them. So keep track of everybody you meet. You never know when someone you meet is going to become valuable for you, whether it's directly or whether it's a referral. And I know Nicole Smith can say the same thing. She got connected to Haley Ragsdale through somebody else, through something that she just, an experience that she decided to do. And Haley makes up over half of her entire team. So it was a huge connection for her. So keep track of people that you meet, write them down, where you've met them, and find a creative way to keep in touch, okay? Number 3, keep planting those seeds, you guys. And I'm going to give you some specific ways in parties. So, I mean, Facebook marketing, you know, commenting, that's kind of planting seeds. But on your parties, you can be really intentional about it. You want to make sure you're mentioning the business at least 3 times in your parties, okay? And it doesn't have to be a big ad of join. First of all, I think I've said this before. Don't say join my team, because that's, I never suggest saying that. But in your parties, mention the business 3 times. So when you're doing your kind of introduction, talk about how you love being a presenter, how it's so much fun. That's number 1. Somewhere in, you know, the middle of your party, this is when you actually want to post like a why video. And this is the task I'm going to give you guys to do. I want you to make a why video. And I want it to have 3 specific things. So number 1, I want you to say something that you were nervous or cautious or wondering about before you joined Younique. Okay, before you join. Like for me, I could say, I didn't even know if you can make money on, you know, doing online parties. Okay. Number 2, you want to say how you overcame that concern, objection, whatever. Okay. And then the third thing is what you're looking forward to in the future with your business. Okay. So for example, really quick, and it needs to be like 30 seconds, like short, quick, no more than a minute for sure. Really short. So I would say something like, you know, before I joined Younique, I was actually a little bit nervous because, you know, I hadn't really sold makeup before. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not a makeup professional. So I was wondering if I could make this business successful. Number 1. Number 2, but what I found is, it's really like Phil Feld found, you guys. What I found was I didn't have to be an expert on applying the products. All I had to do was share my love for the products, share how I use them, and people got excited about them and wanted to purchase. Okay, so there's my success. It can be whatever you want in there. Just don't do income claims, okay? What I'm looking forward to, you know, or what you love about the business, you know, something positive like that. So I could say something like, you know, this business has blessed my life so much, and I love all the experiences and trips and everything, and I'm looking forward to growing my team even larger and blessing more women with this opportunity. Something like that, okay? So 3 things, short, sweet, simple, all right? Put that in the middle of your party, right in the middle. Not the beginning because people don't know you yet. Do it right in the middle because they've seen a little bit of posts. They're kind of thinking about the products, okay? And then at the end, then you can talk a little bit more, do one more plug for the business, okay? 4, referrals. So this is something that I do a lot. In fact, one of my biggest legs came from a referral. So again, your network, use your network. First, you can ask people specifically for referrals. Now, you cannot give an incentive for someone to join, but you could give an incentive for someone to refer someone that joins. So go back to your customers and say, hey, I am doing a spring referral gift. If you refer somebody that ends up joining, I will give you this, okay? And it can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be Younique products. It can be a $5 Starbucks gift card. I don't know. I'd probably do something bigger than that. But be whatever you want. And we're going over 5 minutes. But that's okay. We'll try to keep it under 10. The other way that I do referrals is when I do vendor events. So I do a lot of vendor events. And when I'm there, I find it's easier to ask people about the business to ask for referrals. So I'll say something like, hey, you know, by the way, the main reason I'm here at this table and event is because we're looking for people that want to earn money with Younique. You know, if you happen to know anybody that would be great at this, let me know, or something like that. Because here's what it does. It does 2 things. Number 1, my son's asking for me. This is what happens when you do live videos. Just a second, you guys. Hey, dude. Can you wait a minute? Yep, we're going to go in just a minute. Okay? Okay. So, see, I'm just like all of you guys. Got kids everywhere. So I ask them for referrals. It does 2 things. First of all, it starts them thinking, gets them thinking of people outside of themselves. So if you just ask if they're interested, they're going to be like, yes, no, maybe, I don't know. But if you ask if they know somebody that's interested, all of a sudden their mind starts thinking of their sister, their friend, their mom, their cousin, okay? Which is what they wouldn't do before. The other thing too is you will get people that are like, oh wait, I'm interested, because they don't want to be left out. They're like, wait, you're not asking me? How come you're not asking me? I might be interested. And they will totally tell you if they're interested. Okay, so make sure you're always looking for referrals. And then lastly, follow up, you guys. Follow up with those referrals. When you have someone that is interested, set up a specific time to follow up with them. make it sound really professional. Like, I'm going to follow up with you on this day, or we'll talk on this specific time. Don't just say, oh yeah, let's talk later. You know, let me know when you want more information. You guys, they'll never get back to you. So you be the boss. You be the one in charge. You set up the time, you set up the expectation, and follow up with them. Keep it really professional. So, okay, those are my 5 tips. 10 minutes. You know, I'm just a little bit over that. So, all right, you guys. So I would love you to make that 30-second about, you know, why, about me kind of video that I talked about. So the 3 things, something you were concerned about before you joined Younique, how you overcame that, and what you're looking forward to in the future. Make it, post it below, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everyone.